Occupational Therapists at Aspire, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about trying new foods. So I have my sidekick here to help us out. So one of the ways to help kids try new foods is a method called food chaining, and that you can read more about in this book, Food Chaining, but it's basically the idea that we're gonna take something that our kids are already eating, like this applesauce, and then something that we want them to start eating that's similar, and think about all the different ways in between the different steps that would help them. So Rosie's gonna help me here. So the first step would be, she's eating this applesauce out of the pouch. So the first step would be that we're gonna take it and we're gonna practice eating it out of a bowl with our fingers or with a spoon. And the next step would be, we think about something that's very similar to the applesauce. So this is some apple that's been grated with a box grater and put in the microwave with some water just for a minute. So it's very soft, it's very squishy. It's basically kind of like applesauce, but a slightly chunkier texture. So this is what we might start with next. We would do some of that. And then you might progress this in different ways, depending on your kids. Works for typical kids and also for kids who have trouble eating new foods. It might just take a little bit longer. So you might do that for a few days or a few weeks or even a month. You might just do applesauce to the cooked apple. And then the next thing you might introduce would be shredded apple that is uncooked. And then the next thing you might introduce after that would be strips of apple. And then the next thing after that would be very thin slices. And then last would be just a regular slice of apple. And then finally, the apple itself. So you have to take into account what your kid can handle and what they can chew. So for Rosie here, we're probably not going to get to the whole apple. But that's just a brief example of how you might do food chaining with applesauce to apples. And you can do that with any different food to help your kid slowly and gradually learn to tolerate new foods. Thanks. That's all for now. Bye.